Hey folks, how's it going? First and foremost, thank you so much for giving me your time this morning. It means a lot. How you doing, Larry? So I'll jump right into this. Obviously, nothing too crazy of a concept here. We're talking about performance venues and multi-purpose event venues. So my business partner and I, we got our start as cell phone reps, AT&T and Cricket. We're good sales reps, but we kind of got over the mundane of retail. So we took our entrepreneurial spirits and we kind of did a little research. We have our backgrounds in various, I want to say, fields, but one of the things we specialize in is live performances, basically concerts, if you will. Now, we quickly realized that this city, more or less all of Central Florida, needs a high-end premier event venue, not just for live performances, not just for concerts, for all types of things, whether it's a networking event like this, we might outgrow this room one day, whether it's a wedding reception, an actual wedding, birthdays. We want a good, safe environment to hold all of these events. So we did our research, realized that there is definitely a need for premier space. We found a very unique building over at the intersection of 27 and North Magnolia. It is a historic building. It's huge. You guys might be familiar with it. It's an old Coca-Cola bottling factory, built in 1939, which I thought was really cool because you think of a Coca-Cola bottling factory, you think of probably like acres and acres and acres of land. Well, this was at one point in time bottling Coca-Cola. It's historic. The outside is totally original. The inside, obviously not so much. But we want to open that building back up to the community for you to use for whatever you'd like. So if you go in this building, it's beautiful. I'll bring some photos up here in a minute. But again, I'd like to tell people, when you look at it, it's a blank canvas. It can be used for what you would like it to be used for, whatever that may be. Now, we had some, I don't want to say issues, but some misunderstandings with the city about this particular building. It really cannot accommodate the number of people that we initially wanted to have live performances, to really bolster and boost the live performance in the city. We're maxing out at about 232 people at that ballroom. Not a whole lot for these live performances, but if you're having a wedding reception, 100, 150 people, it's perfect. So what we're going to be doing is taking Alchemy Ballroom. The Alchemy Ballroom is the location at the old Coca-Cola bottling factory. We're going to be using that venue particularly for smaller events, networking events, business seminars, corporate events, even wedding receptions and smaller live performances can happen there. But what happens with the city is when we start to exceed 100 people, certain stipulations come into play and certain things that we can start to get limited. For example, we can't have our own bar in there, and we can't serve our own alcohol. Alcohol and foods need to be catered at this building. So when we realized we had these limitations, we wanted to start to procure a second building where we could have larger events, larger live performances, concerts, and have a bigger MAC occupancy. So if, say, your wedding is going to have 250 people, well, this beautiful ballroom, unfortunately, isn't going to necessarily be able to accommodate that. So we found another venue, which haven't fully procured yet, but that will be Alchemy Live. That will be for larger live performances, concerts, theatrical performances, where we're going to need more room for the guests, more or less. But again, this isn't anything crazy concept. I don't want to take up too much time. Again, it's a premier multi-purpose event venue. So any type of event you can think of, we have a crew ready to go. We have full light sound production. I'm talking upwards of $150,000 worth of sound and light equipment. Ready to go, a full production team. We can set up anything you'd like. Beautiful Moments, as Heather and I were talking about, we have actually partnered up with them a little bit, and we do have other planners, event planners and coordinators for weddings. Any type of elaborate event you do need help with, there is not a service we don't have. So we don't just have the space for you, We also provide any type of videography, photography that you might need, graphic design. So we planned a wedding recently and they need invitations. Well, we can keep everything in-house. We are literally planning the entire wedding in-house. We have the centerpieces, the dessert table, the food being catered, the open bar. Everything's being done in-house. And what this does is allow us to keep costs extremely low. So we can take something that might be a $15,000 wedding and we can make it very easily $5,000, $6,000, and we've done that. So again, nothing too crazy here. I'm trying to get the word out that we have these venues. We've done some serious research as far as especially live performances go and music and things like that. We don't really have anything too great in this area from our understanding. There used to be some places back in the day, the Capitol and so forth. We're trying to revive the scene here, the live performance scene. Ocala actually is very well known for music coming out of the city. I moved here a year and a half ago and did not know that. And what I found in terms of music here is we should be proud. We really should. Some, and of course, may not have heard a lot of these bands, but some big bands have actually come out of this city. So I think it's time that we, open up some premier event venues where we can do just about anything and revive that lifestyle. Bring more of a nightlife to the city as well. One thing I do want to touch on is reputation. We're trying to maintain a very particular reputation. We're not a nightclub. The Alchemy Live venue, it will not be a nightclub. It's not going to be a, as far as liquor licenses go, we're even teetering whether we want to do a full-blown liquor license, rather just have a beer and wine. We want it to be fun and safe environments. In fact, we've spoken with a lot of parents that have kids with bands, and we want to give them, the high schoolers, a place to go as well and perform and have a nightlife. So we're going to be doing our due diligence to keep a respectable reputation, the types of shows and performances that we want to have there. Again, we aren't going to be limiting, but if we think that certain crowds or certain things can get out of hand, we might put our foot down and might not actually go with it. We want to uphold a premier reputation, if that makes sense to everyone. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. If you guys have any questions, please have at them.